Special. I'm Nayan Rao. We are in conversation with the Housing Minister Hardeep Puri. A timely interview a few hours after the RBI decided to hike rates for the first time in 4 years, which means rising EMIs, and also soon after the President, a day after the President decided to promulgate the ordinance on insolvency and bankruptcy code. Thank you, Mr. Hardeep Puri, for joining us here on ET Now. I'm going to begin with the questions the stock markets are more interested in. So let me just first begin with the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, a major reform of the Narendra Modi government. It took cognizance of the fact that home buyers had been left out when it had been first enacted. A crucial ordinance that has come in yesterday. Home buyers getting a seat at the negotiating table along with the Committee of Creditors. Is it really going to empower home buyers, because this is prospective in nature, it's not retrospective?
Well, I think it's a very important step. It's a significant step, and it will go to a considerable extent in providing relief to them. But in evaluating the significance of any one of these steps, you have to look at the steps taken in totality. You have a situation in which the home buyers were clearly shortchanged. We brought in RERA, which provides great relief, but it provides relief to future projects and ongoing projects. Now, home buyers have been subjected to systematic I must choose the word carefully, systematic malpractices have been used by the builders and promoters. They have systematically defrauded many innocent home buyers. So there is a crisis there. Now, we have tried to look at that in terms of the options on the table. Now, if a home buyer is willing to get the money back, that's an option A. If the home buyer, on the other hand, wants his flat back, that's an option B. Okay? But somebody has to deliver on that option. But you cannot deliver on the options if the home buyers don't have any rights. Now, RERA and the insolvency bill came in roughly at the same time. So you did not have a situation as to how one accommodated the other. So the ordinance is very helpful in the sense that the home buyers will get financial creditor status. Equally, an individual home buyer who feels that he or she has been defrauded can take the matter to the national NCLT. Okay? Now, in order to give the home buyers relief, somebody has to provide the relief. Okay? Home buyers have to organize themselves. Now, we see the example of a recent case where a big builder, for which the Supreme Court had appointed a resolution. Yeah, exactly. You know, one day before the matter came up in court, there were two sets of press conferences. One by the supporters of the promoter, and all by genuine home buyers. The other by the, by those who opposed that promoter. And they all said that they were genuine home buyers. So the limited point I'm making is that the narrative out there for the home buyers is, I think, being vitiated to some extent, because some people are injecting themselves into that narrative, and I'm not sure as to whose interests they are.
I want to ask you this question. When you say home buyers are now equivalent to a financial creditor, and this is something the markets will also want to know about. When you look at the Committee of Creditors and you look at those at the negotiating table, you have one representative from each creditor. Let's say one from SBI, one from Bank of Baroda, one from HDFC. Let's be honest, Mr. Puri, how can you have thousands and thousands and thousands of home buyers who will be able to appoint one representative and will all agree on one point?
We're not talking about an ideal situation. You're talking about a difficult situation. Let me presume that you are able to get a bidder to come in and acquire the assets of a particular economic entity in order to provide relief to everyone. All right? In this particular case that I'm mentioning, you had a press conference prior to that evening, and you had two press conferences, both ostensibly by affected home buyers, both taking different positions. If you have to get relief provided to them, somebody has to take over the asset. That's one option, okay, in which they will buy the assets and then, complete the flats. The other option, of course, within that is that the builders themselves will come and complete the tenements and give them back to the. And the other thing is that somebody else will come in. For all those cases, you need the home buyers to speak with one voice. That is a basic submission.
That is what is going to not be easy or maybe possible.
No, but it will be possible. For instance, if you have, let's say, a project X, all right, then the project X home buyers should organize themselves into one group, and there should be one authorized representative. That is the point I'm making.
Mr. Puri, banks have not been able to come together to try and resolve a bad asset. You're talking about thousands of home buyers coming on one voice.
I could be tempted to agree with you. If the banks don't come together and the home buyers don't come together, then what is the solution? The solution is that the problem will continue. Look, this is not a problem of my making. Let me be very clear. This is also not a problem of this government's making. But the discussion that we are having now is in the whole philosophy of trying to be part of a solution, okay, and trying to encourage a solution. I've had a meeting with the concerned minister in the UP government and the executive of the Noida Authority. I invited both of them for lunch, Shri Satish Mahana and the executive of the Noida Authorities. I have looked at the efforts that have been made there, okay, and I'm not going to comment on them till we have completed the exercise. I'm also asking for a call on the Chief Minister of UP in the next few days. The way I look at it,
to come out with a policy.
No, hold on. They had appointed a group of ministers, etc. Now, I think that a lot of good would be achieved, and we could get a practical result, provided we stopped the agitation of an issue in a manner that the agitation itself becomes a counterproductive and scares away the bidders. Let me play some.